Thank you, Sienna.
Good evening. It is Tuesday, December 12, 2023. We are live from Beardsley Gymnasium, Evanston, Illinois. Boys varsity basketball on tap this evening. Carmel's in the house from Mundelein, Illinois. The Corsairs are here. Carmel Catholic is here, and the township is ready as the supporters continue to file in. These two teams going maybe in opposite directions here. The Corsairs come in at 3-6 on the season. Evanston at 7-2. But you know the Corsairs are going to fight hard, as all teams do when they come into this historic gymnasium. Evanston with possession. They are in, of course, the all-white kit. Carmel in the brown with yellow trim. Nice bucket by Watson to start things off. Coach Althea Brown should be joining us shortly. But we are underway in Evanston. And that's off of Roca's foot. Good defense by Vito there, as Coach Ellis talks him up. And here's Carmel, the Corsairs. Inbounds. This is Lamora. Worked it out to Jackson. He lost possession. Here's Vito Roca to Watson. Three-pointer. Off target. Vito with the rebound. Hardly fought underneath. And here's Peters trying to set things up. Working it inside. This is Dillard Jr. around the bend. Watson. Theo Roca. He airmailed that FedEx, and that'll be out of bounds. Corsair ball. First couple minutes of action here from Evanston. 2-0 our score. Watson, the stalwart defender, making things difficult for Moulton and gang. Here's Jackson with the fadeaway, and a nice touch there. Excellent shot. Caleb Jackson. Now Evanston in a hurry. Peters trying to match. Won't go. Jackson with the board. And he's got his head up with tempo. Evanston back, though. Well defended inside. Lamora. Could have been a walk there, but referee gave him the steps. And the Corsairs look to reset. Jackson from long range, and that's off target. It got Roca in the face after a misdirection, and he looks okay. Here's Vito. Closed down well, though. Theo Roca down the lane, kicks it to his brother. Now Watson. Well defended there by Goodale. Now Evanston setting up again. Watson down the lane, kicks it. Roca, no good. Both teams maybe with some nerves here. We're tied. Lamora, he lost the handle, but then so did Evanston. And to the cup he goes, and he'll go to the line. Carmel looks pretty good so far. Evanston trying to get on track.
Number 50, Noah Lamora, shooting 2 for the Corsairs.
Lamora will be shooting a couple. 5:32 remaining in the first quarter, very early in this one. Morrow puts it home. And still waiting for a high five from Moulton. That never came. That one goes, though, as the basketball gods agree. And 4-2 our score. Here's Watson. Goodale on the D. Tiller Jr. with the pick. Kicked out. Peters long range. Off target. And Evanston can't control. Good rebound by the visitors. Jackson spinning. Almost lost it. Now he's going to take that tray. That's off target. Goodale with the rebound. Lamora. And Roca read that. He's going to go all the way. Theo Roca.
With the steal and the basket for the kids.
Big shout out to Mason Roca and the Roca family. pedigree of basketball children. Athletic children, indeed. An athletic family, I should say.
In for the kids, number
We're tied at 4, though, and Theo will have a seat. On the floor comes Segal. Now Peters working against Dom. And now here's Goodall again at the top. Watson guarded well. And Evanston still patrolling the perimeter here. And the Corsairs have done well. And Lamora takes it. And he's going to work it to Goodall to the cup. Tough shot. Won't go. It was well defended by Evanston, who fought him off. Halfway through this first quarter, 4-4 here, as both teams kind of stale. Here's Watson. He's fouled. Oh, and so close to an and one for the young man. But the Grasshopper will go to the line.
the foul on number 50, Noah Lamora.
With that said, not the normal starters for Evanston tonight, as we usually see Thomas, Brown, and Dixon out there. So Evanston going a little bit of a different look here. I like it, Coach, giving them some experience. But I'm sure at some point we will see Brown, Thomas, and Dixon on the floor.
Brandon hits the second to begin. 5-4 Kids.
5-4, Kits take the lead. Jackson off a good pick from Lamora. He's going to take that long-range shot. Oh, my! And the J from the big man. Watson, good move. Segal out to Peters, gauging that D. Not a lot of room. Dillard. Watson, long range three, and it's short though. Jackson right there for the board. Lamora tying his shoe. Almost a travel there, no call. We've seen that called in other games. Subs lining up for Evanston. But it's Ivory in lane, as well as Roca returning. In the lane, Corsairs have it stolen. And a little too much body by Lamora. And Dillard does well to draw the foul. And here come three subs. And a sub for Carmel is number 55. Looks like Bryce Smith will be on the floor. Theo Roca right in front of our table to inbound it. He gets it over to Lane. Dion Lane's first touch of the match. And Roca puts it over to Segal, but well defended right there by Matz. Now needing some help. Jackson poked it away, and that's going to go in favor of the Corsairs. Foul on Segal as we have a look at the replay, as he was holding back Jackson, as you can see there, and the official saw that. 7-0 visitors, 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. Good crossover by Matz. He kicks it out to the cup. Oh, and a nice touch by Smith. Now Segal and the Corsair coaches all on their feet. They're geeked. Here's Segal. Inside, nice pass. Roca almost too hot to handle, but he's able to cope. And again, trying to set it up is Roca again. Under 2 minutes now. 11 on 11 there. Jackson in his face, and Roca just slightly off target. Rebound by Smith, who's come on the floor and made an impact. Another almost walk there, as we've seen other officiating crews actually call those. Here's Jackson off the pick. He's going to take it. And we've got a block, a push-off, it looks like. And I think Jackson will go to the line. And it's going to go on Roca. Pardon me, it's going to be before the foul. or before the shot, pardon me. And so it will be inbound for Carmel.
In for Evanston.
1:34 on the clock. Corsairs have a 4-point lead. Official favoring one of his legs here to my left. I hope he's okay there. Now he's going to have a walk to the sideline. Let's see. I think we're going to have a replacement official come in here. No, pardon me. I stand corrected. Something's going on, though. The official table is talking it over. And looks like one of the coaches for Carmel going to the scorer book or digging in there as they still discuss it here. The officials holding the ball. Pardon me. It seems like everybody's a little bit in a state of Arrested Development. The official still talking to the coaches table, talking to Coach White over there as he's taking notes. Now he's going to go have a word with Coach Ellis. And it looks like they're going to maybe possibly just go with 2 officials here. They're still talking it over. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but once I have any information, I will let you know. Now he's going to have a word here. Men are going to talk it over, and now it looks like we're okay. He's back out on the floor. Everything's A-okay. Don't know what that was about, but I will get that information and let you know here. And a travel there by Smith. A lot of contact. Now Evanston up the floor, looking to get on track here. Lane ran into trouble there. Ooh, and almost a good steal by Matz, but he did just get a little too much body and kind of clattered into him. And that'll be an inbound for Evanston. If you're not familiar with some of the rules changes this year, they reset the team fouls at the end of the quarter. So you can only get in the bonus per quarter rather than the team fouls accruing per half. That's a travel, but no call. Here's Evanston. Ogunsanya. Rebound. 2 Evanston players there. Shibuya, Ivory. Under a minute to play in the first. A lot of reach in there. Jackson. Smith gets it back. Oh, I thought he was going to hand it off. He's going to take it right to the cup. Smith extending. Evanston quickly up the court. Segal trying to find Roca underneath. Long range, but that's off target from Ivory. And it'll be white ball here. Foul, it looks like, on Jackson.
In for the Corsairs, number 22, Ethan Henderson.
Looks like Goodale will have a seat. Here's the inbound for the kids. Segal gets it inside. Ogunsanya. Now back to Segal. Well defended by Del Carmen. Well, Ivory needs a hand. Here's Lane looking for a last shot. 20 seconds to play. Big man out here. Henderson guarding Lane. Lane tries to get by him, but not a lot of room there. 10 seconds on the clock. And Lane's going to drive. A little scooper won't go. Corsairs have a chance to get a shot. Jackson. And they're going to call a block. And that looked about the right call there, as Segal, I don't think, was placed. Jackson will go to the line. That was close. Maybe just by a fraction of a second there. But that goes in favor of Carmel, and 0.4 seconds on the clock. Ooh, and it's off target. The basketball gods have their say. Free throws so vital. Caleb Jackson misses them both, and that'll do it.
And that brings us to the end.
Opportunity for Carmel to increase their lead to 6, but instead it stays at 4. Our first quarter score, 11-7 in favor of the visitors. Thank you for joining us tonight on the NFHS Network while we have a break in the action. Perfect opportunity to remind you to support your booster club. Whether you're a Corsair or a Wildcat, or dare I say a neutral, make sure these student athletes have everything they need to achieve. And of course, let's give a big shout out to all the Evanston faithful, alumni, student, staff, everybody making it work. Let's see if I can have a word with the official here.
Dream fearlessly. And don't forget, if you're hungry, if you're thirsty, head on down to the Wildcat Booster Club concession stand. They got pizza, hot dogs, snacks, drinks, and candy. The Wildcat Booster Club concession stand. Out the Dodge Avenue doors and down the stairs. And as we get ready to start the second quarter, we've got the Carmel Corsairs with 11. Evanston Wildcats 7. Corsairs ball.
Okay, just getting a little word from the official there. It looked like one of the players for Carmel wasn't actually in the scorer's book, and so he was not officially legal to play, and so the officials had to clear it with Coach Ellis. Everything's cool if Coach Ellis let it go, and just a technical error, really a red tape error by Carmel, and that's what that holdup was as they discussed it. But other than that, we're back to live action. Second quarter here from Evanston, out of bounds in favor of the Corsairs. As we have a look at that wonderful replay. Corsairs have come to play tonight. Evanston's gonna have to get on track. Oh, and Smith, almost an and one situation, but very strong to the cup there.
The foul on number 1, Ian.
Got around Dillard and just kept going. Again, back to the line. Free throws so important. This time it goes.
And for Carmel, number 50, Noah Lamora.
When it rattles in and out for Smith there. 7:38, first minute here of the second quarter. To the cup. Ogunsanya won't go. Rebound, Roca. And a jump ball. That was a quick jump call, but that'll go in favor of Evanston.
And for the Corsairs, number
Now
0,
here
Jared
comes Gooddale, comes back out as they go small again. Man, it's tough. I'd say it's tough to take Smith off the floor there for the Corsairs. He just did very well. Watson. Now Roca. Dillard. Here's Evanston. As the Wildcats again just patrolling the perimeter here. As this zone defense, these sort of zone in 1D, has done very well. Driving, kicked out Peters. And it's swatted, but able to recover from Watson. What a rebound. Here come the Corsairs, up by 5. Lamora, the big man. He's got 5 on the night. Now a little crossover action. Now at the top of the key. They get the shot they want, but it's off target. And here comes Evanston. Roca. Now kicked out. Peters to Watson. And Peters wants more movement. Roca takes the hot pass. Vito over to Ogunsanya. Peters. Again, this defense not relenting for the Corsairs. Their 3-6 record is a misgiving. Long range, Dillard won't go. Roca, oh my, and Lamora comes in there with an authoritative rebound. And he's going to take it all the way, kicks it out. Oh, and they're going to call a offensive foul, a charge. Let's have a look at that replay.
The charge on number 50, Noah Lamora, Evanston ball.
Right on the edge of that halo was Peters, and he got the call that time.
In for the Corsairs, number 15, Caden Moulton.
And Moulton back out on the floor as Mats will have a seat. 5:27 to play in the first half. Evanston with only 7 points. We've seen their offense stutter a little bit past couple home games. Long range, and just as I say that, Ogunsanya is stuttered. What do you mean? Shibuya, three-pointer. And the Wildcats into double digits. Jackson, a lot of contact, cross court, inside, back to the rim, up and under, and a travel. And I thought he was dribbling. They call Henderson for the travel. Watson. Wildcats with a chance to tie or take the lead with a three. Peters. Oh, and it's taken away. Good D by, oh, wow. Evanston lucky to not get called for the foul there after Jackson got possession. He was kind of run into there by Ogunsanya. But it'll be Evanston ball. And Watson almost an over and back there as he was right on the timeline. Swatted away again by Goodall. Kicked out wide. Peters wide open, and he's not missing that one. And the Wildcats take the lead.
The three for the kids.
About halfway through this second quarter. Jackson. Henderson. And a block.
The foul number 21, Vito Roca. Corsair ball.
Vito Roca with his first. Inside, Smith won't go.
Monte Dillard Jr. with the rebound for the kids.
Peters. Mid-range jumper rattles out. And I can't see. Good putback.
Dillard Jr.
Dillard.
with the offensive board and the basket for Evanston.
Now Jackson from the free throw line. That won't go. What a rebound by Smith, but he loses control. Peters to Roca. Underneath. Yes. Wildcats.
Off the feet from Timmy Ogunsanya.
6 straight points. More like 8 straight points. Smith, what a block.
Dillard Jr. with the rejection.
Inside, Watson, jump ball again, I believe.
Jump ball. Corsair ball.
Jackson. Hands off to Dom. Too hot to handle, but the Corsairs recover. Big man three, and it won't go. Good rebound, though. Corsairs will have another chance. Jackson directing traffic. He wants some help. Hands off to Matz. Ethan Matz. 2:22 on the clock. Caleb Jackson now, guarded by Watson. Long range three, and Jackson hammers it home, and a huge bucket for the visitors. 2 minutes to play in the half, and everything's on the line once again. 2-point game. Peters. Roca. Logan Sanya. Needs a pick. He gets it. Watson watches the defender glide by. Almost another foul there. No call. Jackson could have been a travel. Three-pointer, and the Corsairs take the lead. And Coach Ellis, see steam coming out of his ears here, as he was not impressed. And he's leaning back. 1:20 to play. Oh, and almost given away, but Dillard Jr. does well to gather it. Now Jackson steals it. He's going to take it coast to coast, and the Corsairs now have a 3-point lead. And Coach Ellis isn't going to call a timeout. He's going to let his kids play this out. Here's Ogunsanya. Roca hammers it off the defender, and he's able to keep it alive under a minute. Ogunsanya.
Timmy Ogunsanya draws the foul.
Wow, who was the...
Going to the line to shoot 2 for the kids.
Man.
The foul on number 50.
Let's have a look at that replay. Wow. Ogunsanya will go to the line. The kids need the points. And we've got ourselves a tight game from Beardsley. Thank you for joining us tonight. On target.
In for the Corsairs, number 30. Mark Zatan, 55, Bryson Smith. And
That one will fall.
Both
of them in. 1-point game, 42 seconds on the clock. Smith. Oh, he's going to go all the way and dunk it. Oh, my, massive. And the Carmel bench on their feet. Half a minute to play in this first half. And Evanston surprised by this Carmel team coming in here at 3-6. I don't know if the Wildcats expected as much, but this Carmel team's competing, and they've got some ballers out here tonight. Watson down the lane, kicks it to Peters. In and out. Peters wanted the foul. 2 seconds down the court. It will not count. Too late, but the Corsairs have achieved a personal victory indeed tonight, heading into halftime. 22 to 19. Corsairs scoring 11 in both quarters. That was a better quarter for Evanston, as they scored 12 that quarter. So they actually won that quarter, but still find themselves down by 3. Let's give a big shout out to our halftime festivities here tonight. And before we break to that, let's give a big thanks to our production team. Kathy Weideman on camera. Allow you to enjoy this telecast from the comfort of your home. And of course, William Jenkins Jr., our technical director. I see our dear friend Clarence in the audience here tonight from operations. I tipped my hat to him earlier. Always wonderful to see all these amazing people who help make Evanston work, past, present, and future. We've got a 9-minute break. I hate to say it, it doesn't look like we've got musical beanbags, but we do have the cheerleaders, so stick with us. We'll be back in 9 minutes for the third quarter.
Pumpkin! the Wildcat Booster Club concession stand, out the Dodge Avenue doors and down the stairs. Hey, Wildcat fans, congratulations to our kits, as the fencing Wildcats men's epee is up.
Start of the third quarter. Thanks for sticking with us here on the NFHS network. The teams have switched goals. And now Evanston with its more traditional starters out there as the third quarter begins. We've got Watson Brown, Theo Roca, Thomas, and Johnny Dixon. And let's see how these five fare against the Corsairs, who played excellent in that first act. Wildcats are going to have to play well to undo that. Dixon for the long range, and that's not there. Rebound, Matz. Excellent atmosphere. Jackson driving. He slowed down. Lamora had such a strong first half. Dixon for three. Oh, my. 13 on the night for for Jackson, pardon me. Now here's Dixon with the ball. Brown from long range. That won't go. Roca with the board, but he can't hold on. And that'll be Corsair ball. Jackson, so strong tonight. Leading all scorers, I believe. He's going to try and take it again. Now backs off of Watson. Oh, my. And you better get on Jackson as he is beginning to stroke it. Biggest lead for either team tonight. 8 points. Corsairs. Coach Althea Brown is here, and the broadcast just got a lot better. Welcome to the game, Coach.
Happy to be here. It's been a trial and tribulation, but
as long as you're safe and sound, everything's okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's the most important thing, Coach.
I'll share with you afterwards.
Not safe for the broadcast here. Coach, it's been a very eventful first half as you arrive and you can see the visitors are up. Evanston did not play its traditional starters in the first half.
Interesting.
And now we see them again. When I say traditional starters, we did see Theo Roca and Watson, but we did not see Dixon, Brown, or Thomas in the first half.
Oh, interesting. So, that usually comes from either something in practice or game, or maybe the coaches are just trying to have a new look of the field considering how they played the last time we were on air with them.
No doubt, Coach. We'll have to get with Coach Ellis after the game maybe, and we can explore that a little bit more. And Roca off target. Brown with a hard-fought rebound, and now they're going to call him for the travel.
Yeah, and Brown worked so hard for that rebound. It would have been better off if he had tried to go up with the rebound versus, I actually thought that should have been one of those unheard of 3-second call versus a travel.
Jackson quickly out. Long range, and that won't go. Off target was Del Carmen. Now the tempo's picked up in this game a little bit. Brown faked, but nobody's taking it. That's off target. Nothing but brown jerseys there.
Yes, and we're talking about brown jerseys, but Brown, the player for Evanston, seems a little hesitant right now.
Well, again, his first minutes of the action, so really he is getting warmed up, Coach.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now Watson. Watson hard fought. They're going to get a block on Matz, but I thought he was defending pretty well there, Coach.
Yeah, definitely looked like it. Like I said, the advantage is if there was body contact, I wouldn't consider it a foul. But unfortunately, when you're an offensive player with the ball, that becomes it's an advantage, but it's one that I don't even agree with.
He did put his arm out there to try and Heisman in, and the basketball gods have their say.
Yes. Yeah, basketball is always an interesting sport. It's like a combination of few things in one, but then we see from game to game, it just depends on, where the mindset of the refs are. Sometimes you like to see them play body and bump against each other because it's a contact sport. That's part of the fun of it. And the game is played down low, so you have to have contact. When you box out, you don't call somebody on a foul for boxing out. And sometimes we see some of the basic contacts like that one. To me, that should have been a no call.
Glad you're back, Coach, because that's the way I felt about it as well. As they dry some perspiration off the floor, I think we're ready to go. Watson shoot his second here. That one's off target. Thompson tried to do the putback, but Henderson was there for the board. Now still loose.
So I said the Carmel player kind of...
I thought it was batted. I don't think... Was that a travel?
No, did they call a travel?
They did. I thought he was batted there. I thought he could dribble again.
Yeah. I mean, his own teammate kind of got in his own way, which is why I thought Evanston... I thought it was just going to be a turnover where Evanston recovered the ball because his own teammate kind of got in his way. But I agree with you once again. I didn't see that to be a travel.
Here's the inbounds. Thomas to Dixon. Now Peters. Peters. Roca driving. Now thinks about it. Gets it out to Peters. Here's Brown. Peters needs a hand. Gets it to Dixon. Good ball movement. Jumper for Brown will go.
And Brown needed that, like you said, yes, he was warming up, but he needed that shot to fall for him. I think he hesitates himself a little bit too much. Woo! Good idea on Peters, but he wasn't even quite settled.
Yeah, that's Evanston's lucky to get that call, I believe,
Yeah.
again. That's the second one they've gotten in such a way.
Yeah, because he was clearly on his way standing up. He took the position. Good thought, though.
He was on his tippy toes.
Yes. Well, we do say ballet is included in all sports.
Corsairs still have a 7-point lead, but Evanston starting to dig into it. Fader. Roca. Theo Roca. Now here comes the Corsairs, and Smith is fouled as Peters got up and underneath him. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They called that one both ways, Coach.
But that's a foul. Now, that's an and one contact.
Peters was looking bewildered on how was that a foul.
Yeah, no. What Peters should have actually even done on that, you try to teach players when you know that you've somewhat been beaten, which he clearly was beaten and had a height advantage going to the bucket also. He should have just ran through the player, what we call run through the player, to try to, with hopes that the player misses the shot.
Smith can't complete the three-point play. And those free throws might come back to haunt Carmel. 3:44 to play in this third, and the Corsair defense is still playing very strong. Here's Smith on Brown, trying to direct some traffic. He wants some help from Thomas, but he lost the handle.
And lucked up. The Carmel player touched it down low.
They calling a foul?
Shouldn't be a foul. It should just be out of
Wow,
bounds.
they're calling a foul on Del Carmen. Here's Thomas off the inbounds. Spinning. Theo Roca in and out. Great rebound by Jackson.
Good
And here's
backside.
Smith. Smith shoved underneath. Timeout by the Corsairs. Tight game here, Coach. 7-point lead for the visitors, and Evanston having difficulty to try and claw their way back here. They
And
need to go on a little run, obviously, and that's all it would take. But the Corsairs aren't having any of it.
No, and I'm not taking it away from Carmel, but Evanston has seen a lot of hesitation, like they're not confident in what they're doing. We've seen them play games going to the bucket, challenging the team. You could either get the bucket or you get a foul. But I'm seeing Brown particularly looking at shots that we know that he can make and normally takes. He's not taking them. Roca's kind of shooting, yes, but hesitation. Evanston's just got to step it up, and they've got to get better playing on the offensive end. They got to take shots. Got to take shots. You're passing up a lot of shots. Good ball movement, but everybody's looking for the shot. And like I said, not taken from Carmel, but let's be real. We've seen them handle better defensive pressure than that.
Oh, and the inbounds is stolen as Dixon gets it. Brown. Nice basket there. Now Smith, as they try to break that press, almost into our basket. Thomas to Roca. Here's Thomas. Kicked out Roca with a fake. That won't go. Rebound, Carmel.
And as we talk about missed shot, Roca should have taken that. We know he has a good shot. Wide open on the outside. Perfect timing to hit a three to take a little gas out of Carmel.
Jackson guarded by Dixon. Good one-on-one battle. He kicks it over. Dell. Now here's Smith. Almost lost the handle. He's able to get it. Now we got a foul.
Oh, come on, refs. What is going on here today?
Looks like it's a foul on Brown.
So at the point he called the foul, if anything, he may have gotten fouled when he was cutting through the lane, but not when he popped out like that.
Approaching the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
What?
He did that, but I didn't think it should have been. It was, once again.
He called him for the Charles Barkley?
Yeah, but it wasn't a. I didn't think that was offensive
He just
foul.
put his rump out, man.
That's what you do when you're
That's
trying
basketball.
to stay low. Once again, it's interesting what we call fouls here.
Oh, and the basketball gods almost gave it back. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 5-point lead, but all the pressure on the Corsairs now. If Evanston score here, this gym's going to go crazy. Brown, he's fouled. Not a bad play there, though, by Carmel to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, good defense. I think Evanston doesn't realize, though, maybe that's why the coaches are just still trying to figure out who to have in the game. They're making it harder on themselves than it needs to be. Once again, Carmel's playing good defense, but we've seen them play much better against better defensive play. And right now, they seem like everybody seems like they're second-guessing themselves taking shots on the Evanston side. Passing wide open shots, going to the bucket, and then you dribble it back out.
Brown trying to make it a 3-point game. And he does. Now the Corsairs, here's this trap. As Carmel's got to beat it. They do well there. They get over the timeline. Look to set up their offense now. Lamora, who had set such a strong first half. We haven't seen him shoot it here in the second. Now Goodall. Lamora, we know he can take that three. He's going to drive. Well defended, still loose. That'll be Brown ball.
And great box out position right there by Theo. That could have been another easy 2 points right there. So that was great box out position. Wasn't able to get the rebound, but stopped Carmel from making an easy 2-point.
Inbound here. Smith flicks it out to Lamora. Another foul off the ball, and that'll be Evanston. Looks like Evanston's holding him, not...
They're both hugging each other.
Wow, that went in favor of Evanston?
A no call. They both looked like they were wrapped up with each other.
That's a terrible call, though, Coach.
Horrible.
1 minute to play in the third.
Well,
it's just like, oh my, let them play basketball.
Yeah.
And now Brown ties it, but it's such a weird tie.
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with you, and that's what I felt like right now. Maybe that's affecting Evanston, I don't know, but...
Here comes Goodall. Long range, off target. 40 seconds. Peters. Wow, surprised they didn't get the charge there either time.
Maybe not on the first one, but definitely that second one should have been a charge. It's one of those games today, probably matching my evening.
This game is tied up, and now, the Wildcats have taken the lead, and the Corsairs in disbelief. Their 8-point lead is evaporated. Two-point lead for the kids. 38 seconds to play here in the third.
And if Evanston can settle down, and turn on their defensive pressure, I think Carmel will have a little bit harder of a time.
Good down. Over to Lamora. Now Smith driving. Undeniable.
Yes. Nice. That was a nice, strong move down low.
Smith has played strong all night. He's got 11 on the night. Now the Corsairs the chance to take the lead. Long range. Oh, and it would have counted, but off target. And unbelievable. We head into the fourth quarter, knotted up at 32.
Yes, as I said, Evanston really seems to be struggling. They're not seem to be gelling with what the coaches are putting on the court, and I think that's probably why they're trying, different players. You kind of need to have a group that mesh, because right now everything seems hesitation. Going to the bucket, turning away, passing it out. It's like they're playing.
Wildcats tied at 32. Over to Matz. He needs a...
Maine South's another one of those teams. Our nemesis may be New Trier, but...
In front of us, indeed. Thanks for sticking with us tonight on the NFHS Network. Corsairs and Wildcats tied at 32. As we look forward to these two teams, Evanston will take on Maine South on Friday. We'll be here to bring you that broadcast. And the Carmel Corsairs move forward, and they take on the 3-3 Nazareth Academy.
Yes, and we know Evanston cannot show up. Maine South's another one of those teams. Our nemesis may be New Trier, but Maine South's one of those teams. When they come to our house, you have to show up to play.
It's always a big game, Coach.
Yes.
Fourth quarter underway. Lamora inbounds to Jackson, and everything at stake here for both these sides. Lamora, who's been so strong. Now Jackson, he's got 16 on the night, working on Dixon. Dixon's right with him. Now kicked out. Goodale. Over to Matz. He needs a hand. Lamora, these long possessions. Now Smith.
You've got to credit Mount Carmel that they're handling that Evanston defense fairly well.
Smith off target there. Well defended. Dixon all the way. Roca with the board, flying in there. Hogan Sanya off target. Smith to Jackson. 1 minute gone here in the fourth. Jackson. Shibuya Jackson.
Nice control shot there with defender in his face.
19 points on the night for Jackson. And he is on fire. Roca, again, with a little stutter step like you were talking about, Coach. Now driving down the lane, kicks it though. And that's usually something we see him take to the cup.
Once again, he missed the wide open shot that we know he's capable of making. Then he goes to the bucket, and instead of stopping and popping, he tries to pass it to a teammate and bounces it off a Carmel player.
Big possession here, as points are going to be very hard to come by. 3-point lead for the Corsairs. Jackson almost thought about it there, but Dixon was staying with him. Good defense by Evanston. Lamora. Over to Matz. Now Goodale. Peters right on him, though.
Good D.
Lamora into the lane. Kicks it out to Smith. Vito Rocco, strong defense.
Yes,
Smith
very good defense.
won't go.
That was what you call excellent defense right there by Theo Roca. Didn't give him anything to lean on to the point where he ended up turning the ball over.
Peters almost shepherded the defender by, but unable to get it, and then just a misconnection there. It's both players can't believe the other one did what the other one didn't think that they were going to do, but it's a turnover.
Once again, Evanston is just not playing together here. This is a game where you probably will see, as from what I'm seeing thus far, and what you say the way they started first half, that every player on that bench is probably going to hit the floor because the coaches are just trying to figure out who's going to come out here and play basketball.
Here's Smith. He loses it, though. Vito Roca, and one.
Beautiful. Showed you his defensive skills. Pickpocket. Nice.
I don't know if there's a foul there, though.
Yeah, I don't even know if there was contact on that player.
It didn't look like it on the replay.
But the advantage,
Oh, but Roca made it look like Nerf basketball there.
But that was a beautiful pickpocket. That he gave you a perfect example of, if you're going to hit the ball, you have to move your feet. That was perfect defense right there. He tapped it to the other side. The player wasn't even sure where the ball went when he tapped it. You saw on that replay.
Off target. Corsairs still with a 1-point lead. And the clock will come into effect here very soon. 5.5 to play. Long range. Oh my, Ethan Matz.
Yes.
Oh, and Evanston answers.
And Roca, Theo does what we know, and I've been wondering why he's been passing it up. Hit the three with ease, with a defender right there in his face.
1-point game again, Lamora. Hands off. Zitella, we haven't seen him. He's on the floor for Carmel. Now Matz. Lamora looking for Jackson. Guarded well, though, by Dixon. Matz. Lamora. Good pass.
Nice pass.
Oh, and one.
Nice
Huge
pass.
bucket for Zetea.
So you got to credit Carmel. Carmel, the difference on offense is Carmel is very patient. You know, they're handling, Evanston is playing pretty good defense on them. But if you notice, the difference is Carmel is very patient. They're waiting. They're not just passing. They're waiting till their teammate is actually get to the spot. And they caught Evanston that way, stepping out too far with a nice backdoor pass.
And Zitella, or Zetea, pardon me on the pronunciation. Nevertheless, he finishes his 3-point play for his first points of the night, and those are big points, Coach.
Important. That free throw made a difference to put it to a 2-possession.
4-point game, 41-37. Now here's Ogunsanya. He was one of the starters tonight. Back out on the floor. Oh, wow.
What is going on here?
That looked like he just dribbled out of bounds.
Once again, there's no push there. Wow. There's contact, but there's no push.
And inbounds here for Evanston. Pardon me, Ogunsanya was not a starter tonight. Roca off target. And nice play by Lamora. Now Smith back out on the court. As these two teams look to finish this up halfway through the fourth quarter. Everything to play for. 4-point lead for the Corsairs. And this is a storyline no one expected today. Wonderful play by the visitors. Smith, timeout, it looks like. Looks like we got a timeout by the Corsairs. Good timeout, Coach.
Yes, smart timeout. Evanston actually looked like they almost stole that ball. But once again, like you said, you know, Carmel is coming in here. They're controlling the game right now. And what's making the big difference, though, is more so on the offensive end. They're a lot more patient with ball movement. They're not dribbling a lot, and they're definitely going with the intent to make a shot, and they're putting points on the board. Evanston defense is doing well, but on the offensive end, you can't capitalize off of good defense. Then that's why they're in the position where they are now. They're down 4.
scenes here from Beardsley Gymnasium. Thanks for being with us tonight. Corsairs have a 4-point lead. Again, if you're looking at these teams' records, Evanston 7-2 on the year. Carmel, a healthy 3-6. Although they've played some good teams, everyone sort of felt that Evanston might have their way tonight, but not the case. As Carmel shows why they can play with anybody, they come in here today. They've got a 4-point lead with just a few minutes remaining.
Definitely. You know, Evanston is, to me, it's almost as if they picked up where they left off last game, still trying to figure it out. But tonight, everybody seems really hesitant about what to do on the court, as if there's been a new player or something. We don't remember our position. We don't remember what we need to do. We see the players, they're not taking shots that we know they're more than capable of making. They're doing good things on the defensive end, but once again, everybody knows if you play good defense, you want those to turn into offensive points.
Jackson with a crazy pass into Lamora, but it completes. Now Smith. 3.5 minutes to play in this one. And this possession is vital. Evanston's got to get a stop here. And if you're a Carmel fan, you need a bucket. Lamora thought about it, but again, I think they're just looking for a long possession here, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, if they've been doing it, Evanston's got to stop them with this long possession. And they're doing great ball movement. But Evanston's, like you said, has got to get a stop.
Ooh, almost a miscommunication there, but Matt's able to gather it in the end. Oh, and stolen by Roca. Roca to Roca. Dixon.
Nice. Beautiful play.
And now the Corsairs up the floor quickly.
That is not traveling.
That didn't look like a travel.
No.
Wow.
No, he did like a Euro step cross in front of the defender. 1, 2. No, that's not traveling. He had a 2.5 step, whether he went off the wrong foot or not.
Well, that's unfortunate here.
Yeah.
Evanston seems to get some of these calls. Peters off target. Jackson, that won't go. Still a 2-point lead, Coach.
And when you're getting points going, when you're getting calls your way and you're not scoring, that even says a lot too, you know, because that's been a big advantage.
Huge possession here, approaching 2 minutes to play. 2-point lead for the Corsairs. Jackson with an open lane. Oh, and that's a huge foul.
Smart play. That fake gets you every time, because the first initial thought is if somebody's going to jump to block your shot. Glad all is okay. Good aggressive hustle by Vita Roca there, but thank God nobody's injured.
Yeah, Matt's got crushed there, but he's up off the floor. 2 minutes, Coach. 2 minutes to play. 2-point game. Jackson to Lamora. The Corsairs need a basket. Evanston needs a stop. Thought about it. Again. Here comes Lamora.
They have the advantage with the ball, but you're right. If they don't put it, they got to score. You're using a lot of clock, but if they don't score on this, then the advantage becomes to Evanston.
Jackson, Lamora, Matz kicks it out. They still move it. Jackson, there's thought about it. And they're going to force Evanston to foul here as we approach a minute remaining. That looked like a foul. And Jackson on the verge of losing possession finally generates a foul there. Well, scary moment for the Corsairs.
Yes, and hope this works in their favor, because as I said, you know, that's a lot of clock to waste when you're only up by 2 points.
Yes, Coach. Big time. 1:13 on the clock. Still a 2-point lead. Here comes Thomas. He'll come back out. Evanston's got to have somebody sit down. Looks like Vito Roca. Or Theo, excuse me, as they were saying. Vito, Theo, it sounded sort of similar there.
You know, the advantage there with them using up so much time. Good defensive effort on Evanston's behalf, but it would have been nicer if Evanston could have gotten that possession of that ball.
Here's Smith. And he loses it, but gathered by and a timeout. Wow, the timeout was awarded there, Coach, before he had possession of the ball.
Well, I mean, You have to look at it this way. A few calls went Evanston ways in that case, but great defensive effort by Peters on that, knocking that one away.
That was close.
Yeah.
That actually looked like he did have his hand on the ball there.
Yeah.
But a timeout taken by the Corsairs and 1:09 to play in the fourth quarter. And, Coach, if you're in that Evanston huddle, how are you coaching up the Wildcats?
You've got to try to keep them scoreless. You've got to get the ball, or you've got to do it without fouling. You don't want to put them on the line either. So Evanston's got to come out. We see that they've been doing great defense, but the thing is you can't allow them to continue to kill the clock. You've got to step up and somehow try to get them, step up with the pressure, try to get them to turn the ball over, and or you get the steal go down. Because if they score, it's a disadvantage to Evanston, advantage to Carmel.
Well, if the Corsairs score, you'd have to think Evanston would want to work quickly at that point.
Yeah,
they would need a quick bucket, right?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want, you do not want to, Evanston doesn't want to get the ball back being 4 points down. With respect to Carmel, they've done a better job handling the ball on the offensive end. So if Evanston score, whether it be a 3-pointer or 2-pointer, Evanston 9 times out of 10 is probably going to go to foul Carmel, which is to their advantage right now.
Jackson to inbound, and he gets it to Lamora near that line, and good pass there, and that's got to be a foul as Dixon tripped him.
Yeah, Evanston bailed him out, but their coach was not happy because obviously that was not the play he wanted them to run.
Fourth team foul, as the fans behind us don't like that call, but
it was a foul.
That was a foul. Here's Lamora now. One more foul, and the Corsairs will be in the bonus. Evanston not likely to be in the bonus this game, or this quarter. Here's Jackson over to Lamora, inside to Smith. A lot of body on him inside, and he missed the layup. Matz missed the layup. Thomas, Dixon, and a timeout on the floor by Evanston.
So Evanston's got to play this smart. They've got to go either, this is going to be almost a do or die. They've got to either go for the and one with making the basket with the attempt to get a free throw in there, or they've got to go for a shot, 3-point shot.
Coach, you draw up a play to take it to the rim, try and generate that foul?
I would probably try to go for the and one at this point since Evanston has been so iffy. We know we have a shooting team, but I have not seen that tonight. We've been hesitant about taking the shots.
You wouldn't draw up a 3-pointer here then?
So you could go either way. You can go either. We know we have great shooters and Evanston players. You can go either way. The and one could give you that guaranteed advantage, but you're not guaranteed you're going to get the and one with the way the call's been going. Is questionable. This is one is questionable. It depends on the 3. If you're going to try to go with the 3, then it also is going to depend on who all that the coaches want on the court. That means you have to have your best 3-point shooters out there. We know they have quite a few of them. So.
Cool to see Jackson giving Matz a big high five there as these Carmel Corsairs supporting each other. All about fair play and sportsmanship.
And Carmel could try to foul them too, though, to put them on the line.
Indeed.
Because Evanston, since I've been there, this half really hasn't been making. The few free throws they had, they only made maybe 1 or 2 of them.
30 seconds live action. Peters running it at the top. He's guarded by Del Carmen. Now Roca. Watson guarded by Jackson. 18 seconds. Here's Brown. Down the lane. Won't go. Rebound. Lamora's hammered. And Jackson needs a hand, and they call a timeout or a foul?
Looks like the ref here, they called timeout. The ref looked like he got a foul. So I think they're going to combination of foul and the timeout.
Oh, they're calling the foul, and so Jackson will go to the line, and this is huge, Coach.
Yes, and this is what I was talking about, reverse. Great take going into the bucket, but Brown came up a little short on that shot. I thought he should have went all the way in, at least try to get some contact.
Well, it didn't even look like a foul there, really.
The kind of game we've been
Looked like more of a jump ball. And there's that three-point lead for the Corsairs now,
Yes.
and this is a big bucket here.
Important free throw, and he's going to make it.
Off target, chance for Evanston to tie. 7 seconds, 6. Watson looking for the shot. He needs a hand. He launches off target. And the Wildcats, unbelievably on the other end of this, the Corsairs have come in and got a W, Coach. Unbelievable scenes.
And interesting enough, it looks like Watson wasn't totally aware of what shot was coming up or what the time was on the clock. Because interesting enough, had he squared up enough, he looked like he could have actually made that shot. But that was a bad angle shot. That was an off-angle shot for him. But once again, Evanston, I don't know if they had timeout or not.
They do, Coach. I'm surprised they didn't take a timeout.
I probably would have called a really quick timeout just to remind him and set that play. So I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure why they just, but it kind of goes along with how they're playing right now. So they definitely got to pull it out, hopefully, because they can't come in on Friday playing like this.
Yeah, Coach, unbelievable scenes here, and the Corsairs hugging each other here mid-court as Lamora had a very strong game. Jackson finishing with 20 as I look up at the scoreboard. Smith with 11. Evanston's leading scorer up there with 9 is Morgan Brown, and Coach, he only played a half.
Yeah, so that tells you a lot. I mean, not that we say he cannot score, but at the same time, he could have actually even had more points on the board.
He played well. I'm just saying, they weren't able to generate as much points as they wanted here tonight.
And we saw where Evanston tonight, I don't know if I've seen a game this season where they pass up so many shots. We know Evanston can kill you from behind the arc. We see shots that Roca passed up. I don't even think Peter shot one from behind here tonight. Thomas, we hardly saw him touching the ball down low, and we know that's a strength of the team. So, like I said, you say they didn't go with the traditional starters, so that shows a lot of what coaches are probably just trying to figure out who is going to consistently show up. And that's why you probably see almost tonight it was a game where almost every player on the bench hit the court.
Corsairs had the lead at the end of every quarter except the third, where it was tied at 32, and we had hope here in the fourth quarter for the kids, but they were outscored 7-10, and that is the game. Our final score, 39-42. The Corsairs will have a very victorious and cheerful ride back to Mundelein, and Evanston's got to get back to the drawing board as a strong Maine South at 5-3, but that record really you can throw away. They will be here Friday, and we will be here to bring that broadcast to you.
Definitely, and I will be here both halves. Hallelujah.
Coach, good to have you back. And, of course, a week from Thursday, we will have a doubleheader here. New Trier is in the house, boys and the girls, and we will be bringing you both games, 6 o'clock for the girls, 7:30 for the boys, and that is 1 week from Thursday, December 21st, amidst the holiday season now, but approaching Christmas here soon. Happy holidays to everyone here listening. Thanks for joining us tonight. For William Jenkins Jr., Kathy Weideman, Coach Althea Brown, my name is Chris May. Everybody have a safe and beautiful evening. Good night.
Good night.